Hi, Health Science. It's Emma Carter, the CTE preceptor. I'm coming to you today with a lesson on a review game. I've got several articles on my blog or my website, the CTE preceptor, but I just had this done today. It was a win, so I want to share it with you. So my health science theory group is working on medical imaging. We use Paxton Patterson, and I needed a review for 4 days worth of material, including terminology, abbreviations, and content information that they got on the online Paxton Patterson learning management system. So again, we're doing medical imaging, but this could work with any unit. I came in yesterday morning. I'm like, I'm going to do a review game. Instead of them interacting with their Chromebooks, I want to interact with them, and I want them to interact with each other. So I pulled up a video, and there were some suggestions, and one was Connect 4, and I thought, well, that's pretty good. We'll play Connect 4, but it's actually on paper, so don't worry, you don't need anything. I'll go over that, all the supplies that you need. But I also used AI to help me generate this. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be transparent. I use AI. I'm not going to say a lot, but I do use it, and it is very helpful if you make your prompts exactly what you need. So I'll include my prompt in the description, and then I'll have an article that corresponds with this with a bunch of links in it over on my website, the CTE Preceptor. So one thing I started with was I need the unit, and I had a PDF of the worksheets and the answer keys. So ChatGPT could pull the information from there. It wasn't out looking for information. It used the information that the kids were looking at. So my prompt is create 50 review questions, 40 challenging, 10 difficult for 11th grade students to play Connect 4 review game about medical imaging. Include the questions in card format with 4 on a page. Include the answer key and rules on how to play Connect 4. Also include a printable Connect 4 game board. And I hit the plus button, and I added the PDF of the document of the worksheet with answer keys. So it gave me 40 challenging questions, 10 difficult, the printable game cards, an answer key, the directions. Okay, and when it came out, it gave me something like this. Okay, 40 regular questions, then 10 a little bit more difficult questions. Okay, all numbered, and then the answer key was numbered. Again, if I show you the specifics, it doesn't really matter unless you're doing Paxton Patterson day 1 through 4 terminology, and you added the abbreviations like we do in our district. So it gave me the answer key. Always ask for the answer key. Huge. So it gave me the answer key, and I looked at it, and I didn't like the printable Connect 4, so I just pulled one off upline, ran several copies, and put them in page protectors because we're going to use expo markers. So I thought, well, I'll print enough answer keys. We'll work in groups of 3. 2 people are playing, so I need 2 different color expo markers. One person is going to be the judge, and they're going to have the answer key. And they have to decide if the student answered the question correctly or not. I'm standing at the board. I put a wheel up. Okay, it's called Picker Wheel, P-I-C-K-E-R W-H-E-E-L. W-H-L-8. This is hard. W-H-E-E-L. There we go. And it let me put in, I want it from 1 through 50. Then when that number is called, I have the option to remove that number. So it didn't keep going. Okay, so that worked out really well. Picker wheel. And so in groups of 3, 2 are playing, 1 is the judge. I need 2 color expo markers. They've got the answer, the game board in a page protector so they can wipe that off. I spin the wheel, I read the question, And then the students first, when I first did this in first period, because first period's always the guinea pigs for everything, right? So first period, they alternate who answers the question, just like Connect 4. So one student's going at a time. If they get it right, they get to put a mark on the game board. If they get it wrong or don't know the answer, nothing happens. And then the next question is for the next player. There's no stealing or anything like that in my version. So what happened was the table behind them is just listening, and they'd say the same answer as the other person, like, yeah, that's right. So they're not really using their knowledge, they're just cheating. So I said, okay. So I let that play out that class period. Next class period, we do the exact same thing. 3 people are playing. 1 is the judge. 2 are on the game board. And then the next, like I said, the next class period, I had the students whose turn it was, with their expo marker, they wrote on the desk what the answer was. So they weren't shouting out the answers. Now they had to spell, they had to figure it out. So that went really well. One, it was more quiet in the classroom. So that's what it morphed into as it went on. And the game went so well, it was kind of funny because I had a surprise walkthrough by my principal, and it was called a learning walk with a couple other teachers, and they were impressed because not the whole class was playing the review game. As I mentioned, I come from athletics. They had 4 days of work they were supposed to have in order to play the review game. Well, if you don't practice and do those 4 days of material and activities, you don't get to play. So half the class was finishing up their booklet and finishing up the 4 days of work. The other half was playing the review game. I did post the review game questions, like the handout that ChatGPT gave me with the questions and the answer key. I did post that as a review online, but I didn't have it open up till after school got out. So my other ones, because I have some that overachievers that would look up the answers just so they could win the game or get them all correct. So I really like the Connect 4. I'm going to use it again. Another suggestion was to use it with tic-tac-toe if you want a shorter game, where they just alternate. If you get it, you get to put your X. If you don't get to put anything. So that's another option if you want smaller boards. They could do that on paper. They could do that on their desks. Did not require a lot of material. As I said, the supplies, I needed 2 expo markers, 2 different colors. Some way to erase it. You can even use all those single socks you have floating around the house. Where the other sock is, nobody knows. But you can use that sock. When we finished and they erased it, then we cleaned the desk with Lysol wipes. You need a game board. Again, they could draw it on paper or they could draw it on their desk if you want to. You need the answer key, and you do need game directions. I didn't realize this till about 3rd period. I had people that didn't know what Connect 4 was or how to play. They didn't know they're supposed to be on the offense and the defense at the same time. They didn't know you start on the bottom row. It was kind of interesting learning experience for everybody. So I would do more explaining how to play Connect 4 before I did that. And then when working with ChatGPT, just ask it for exactly what it is that you want. So it asked if I would like, would you like me to format this in printable PDF, the 4 question cards? And I said yes, and then when it formatted it and I printed it out, I did not like it. It was just 4 questions in little blocks. I didn't like it. Don't use it. It's okay. All right. What else? I thought I changed it one more time, the prompt. Perfect, you can download to use the link. And then while it's in there in this same thread of questions, now I have to come up with the quiz. I've already loaded the PDF. I said create 20 multiple choice question test for 11th grade students about the information covered above. Make the questions challenging and include the answer key. So I could look with that. I liked a lot of the questions, use those on a test. So it all worked out. Again, one of the things that was key is that I had the PDF of the worksheet and the answer key. So I hope you found this helpful. Just another idea for a review game. I will try and include pictures over on my website on the blog post. So I'll see you over there for more information.